to the party, pal!
We're here.
Do it. Do the dance. Do the little. Yes.
Wait.
Oh my god. Oh, that sounds kind of creeping me out, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest here. Hello.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal. I didn't expect it to be cold today, so I had to grab a blanket.
It's weirdly cold. Thanks, May. Thanks, Washington State. Welcome to the party, pal. This is a podcast by us, the Loomer Brothers. I'm Preston Loomer.
I'm Nathan Loomer.
And we talk about movies and other stuff.
Sometimes. A lot of stuff we go off track. Yeah.
I got into school the day after we dropped our last one, and one of my students goes, "Is Dr. Seuss really racist?" And I was like, "You watched the podcast."
The podcast. Yes, he is.
I was like, "Yes, he was. He probably still is, but he's dead, so it's."
He also cheated on his wife, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Anyways.
Anyway, today
Legacy Day.
we're doing legacy sequels, which
this is a sequel to our podcast, so it's legacy for us.
Yay! I don't know how you timed this. I don't know if you meant to do this, but Top Gun Maverick came out like 2 days ago.
That's true. Shoot,
I was like, it seems like we planned it for that, but we did not.
No, we did not watch Top Gun Maverick.
We have not seen Top Gun Maverick. It will not be discussed today.
I will never watch it.
I will watch it. But not for Tom Cruise.
Not for Tom Cruise. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer for life.
Yeah, basically it in the movie for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iceman.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, we're not talking about Top Gun. We are talking about 6 sequels. So for those who've never heard, the definition of a legacy sequel is essentially there's more than like 10, 15 years between when the original came out and then the sequel.
No. Yes.
And they're not like ends of franchises. So it's not like we're doing like, well, we do have one that's a franchise, but it works. It's not like we're doing, like Police Academy 16, where there's been all of them. This is like the last time we saw any of these characters was at least, I think the youngest one is 20 years, maybe?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, technically one of them is like a continuation that shouldn't have happened, but...
Yeah. I guess, yeah, Creed is the last time we saw.
Yeah, but Creed's technically not really a sequel to... Rocky. I mean, it is a sequel to Rocky Balboa, but that was it. I mean, that was 10 years. That was 10 years, so...
Okay.
We're fine.
We're chilling.
Good, we made it. Also, it's more of a sequel to Rocky 4 than it is to Rocky anything after that.
Oh, okay. So we got Star Wars: The Force Awakens. We got Creed. We got Halloween 2018.
2018 Halloween. Yep. We got Tron Legacy, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Blade Runner 2049.
Yes. We did it.
I don't know how we do this.
We are in the lucky era because like this didn't get to happen for anybody.
No.
I guess maybe Dracula. Like I'm sure Dracula versus the Wolfman was like, whoa, but like
that's more like an MCU. Oh, the dog is asleep in his bed.
Yeah, that's true.
That's more like an MCU kind of thing. It's like a shared universe. Technically, Universal Monsters is the first shared universe.
It's the first shared universe.
Deal with that. We already talked about those movies, and you can find that somewhere because I don't usually time these well.
Shoot, I should have gone like in order of when the original was released.
So the first one, I mean, are we talking just original, or like?
Yeah, the first movie in the series.
The last one in the series before this one.
I was going with the original, but
okay. So Star Wars is 77, Tron's in the 80s, Ghostbusters 84.
They're all really close.
Rocky's actually older than Star Wars.
Oh, I forget.
And then Halloween is I think it goes Rocky, Star Wars, Halloween, Tron, Blade Runner, and Ghostbusters?
We'll just pray that's right. I don't know.
No, I have to know now.
Shoot, I shouldn't have said this.
All right. I don't want Tron Legacy. I want the original.
The original.
I want the first Tron. Tron was 82. Okay, so I was right there. And then Blade Runner was also 82. Okay, we're good.
Oh my god.
We did it.
I'm actually very surprised Star Wars not the first. I thought Rocky.
Rocky's 1 year, but it's 1 year.
Man, that's crazy.
It's that 1 year. Or as I call it, the year that everybody was like, Network's great, and one person was like, Rocky's great, and that person was like, see? Suck it.
He did it.
And that person was me.
That was you. That was all you.
I know if you look at our video on favorite movies ever, my favorite movie ever is Rocky. So when I heard that they were doing a sequel again with Michael B. Jordan as Apollo Creed's son, I was losing my freaking mind.
Yes. Oh, it's very exciting, and it makes me. He said, Sylvester Stallone said in an interview that he wished he didn't kill off Creed in the fourth movie because he felt like he could do more with that character than Rocky. Mm-hmm. So I believe this is kind of what he did instead now in the future.
Sort of. It's interesting. So Ryan Coogler, who directed it and wrote it, he made a movie called Fruitvale Station, which did very well. Mm-hmm. It was like really, really good. And then basically was like, you know what? I want to do some crazy sequel where like Apollo Creed had a kid right before he died, and that kid is now like an adult who's boxing, and he finds Rocky Balboa, and they train together. And I believe Stallone initially was like, I'm done. He thought Rocky Balboa, the 2005, 2006 one, was going to be the end. He's like, I'm going to do that, and then I'm never going to touch the character again.
Yeah.
And Coogler came to him and gave him the script, and he was like, oh shit, this is really good.
Oh no, I have to do it. Yeah.
And so they did it, and it might be the best Rocky movie. I mean, you could argue it's the best one, hands down. Like, yeah,
I still like the first two are my top, and then four. First two, four.
I like one. I think it was one, this one, and then 2, 3, 4. Kind of. Yeah. It's like I think it's like 2, 4, 3. I think the Mr. T ones.
Mr. T one really hurt. I don't know why. I rewatch it. It's fun, but it just doesn't do it for me.
There's a rumor that there might be like a Mr. T something or other in the next Creed.
Oh my god!
Working on a third one right now.
Is it? I still find it weird that Ryan didn't come back to direct the second one.
And well, you do know he got another job, right?
No.
You know that he's Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gave him Marvel. They gave him Disney money.
Marvel, you take the Disney money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they gave him Disney money, and he made the best superhero movie the last 5 years. Like
that makes sense.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Yeah. Okay. That makes way more sense.
Speaking of Marvel, did you know that all 3 of the leads of this movie ended up in a Marvel movie within a year?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Within like a year and a half of it.
Absolutely right.
Because Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, and then Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger, and Stallone is in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for like 2 scenes.
I forget who he is, but yeah.
I think he's gonna be in the third one too. Mm-hmm. Which I'm like, you go, Sylvester. Oh. I feel like some people don't like him, and I'm like, you know what? I'm indifferent. I
love him. I'm sorry, everybody.
I think he's great. I guess he got into trouble because people thought he was like donating to Trump or something, and then everyone was mad.
Oh.
And I was like, there are far things that you could do worse.
Yes. There are many people, but no. Creed is it makes me like all things want to punch somebody right after I watch it. I just want to go and just throw my fist around, which is the main.
I remember when this one came out, I was like, ooh, because I was getting into like a fitness thing, and I was like, I could try boxing. I did a boxing workout. Mm-hmm. I was 5 minutes in, I was dead. I was like, I can't. No, this is too much.
Too much. I don't know. Sylvester Stallone gives my favorite performance in this movie, even though he's not the main. I think it's just nostalgia.
It's not even nostalgia. He should have won a freaking award for it. It was so. For a guy who's
nominated,
he did get nominated for Best Supporting Actor. But for a guy whose reputation was stoked on like being Schwarzenegger 2.0,
yeah, which is not true.
I'm choking on my own spit.
Sorry. Oh god, you're okay.
Hang in there. To come in and pull this like grounded human performance of a man who's lost everything, suddenly finding he's got cancer.
Yeah.
And basically like making the decision to train this kid who claims to be connected to his best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm happy we got sequels too, because this could have been a one-off. I could have gone with this movie.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of Rocky movies could end. 4 could have ended it. 5 could have ended it. But they keep going. It won't stop.
I don't like the sequel as much. This one's much better than the second one. I do like the idea of let's bring Drago back and let him be like, like his life has been crap since Rocky 4 happened.
Yeah, I do like that.
Dolph Lundgren in Creed 2 is amazing. That's probably the best part of that whole movie.
Yeah.
He's got that speech where he talks about, like, you took everything from me. Like, my wife left me, my country abandoned me. I have nothing now. This one, though, Ryan Coogler, he's in the running for my favorite director right now. Like, everything he's made, he's only made 3 movies, but all 3 of them have been astounding.
So yes.
And that fight in the middle of this one, where it's a one take. It's not like one of those Birdman things where they cut it to make it look like one shot. It's one take.
Which is something that the original movies are lacking, because every punch feels like a different shot, a different thing. So,
well, I like too that Adonis Creed actually boxes. He doesn't do the Rocky thing where he stands there and gets punched in the face for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I just love they had to make that a joke, that like Rocky has such a hard head that he can just take punishment and not drop.
No wonder he gets like severely mentally like damaged in the head.
They made a video game for the Xbox, like the original Xbox, and that was his like boxer type was like Iron Face.
Iron Face.
And they had like categories of like heavy punchers, speed punchers, and then one of them was the Iron Faced boxer, the guys who just like can get punched a lot. Anything. I was like, that's so stupid.
Oh, more boxing video games. I love that game.
I don't know why I like boxing so much. I don't know anybody who actually boxes. I don't watch any of it. I don't. Just anytime it's in a movie, I'm like, yes, boxing.
I just watched the YouTuber event because some of my favorites were in it. And that also got me hyped. So I just like.
That's true. I guess it's true.
I just want to see people. I don't know. You want to see your guy go the distance.
Yeah, I did watch the Eddie versus Thor, the heaviest boxing match on the planet fight.
Yeah.
Two ex strongmen going. Guys weigh like at minimum 300 pounds.
Oh. If you enjoy this, you should also watch the Russian slap fights on YouTube. Basically you have to stand and take it.
They're so dumb.
It's so stupid.
It's insane. I don't even know. That's the first time I saw that. I was like, this has to be like a sketch, and then I realized it wasn't, and I was like, what is this competition? These guys get up and they get slapped in the face
forever.
That's brain damage. Like this is like there's preventatives, there's gloves, there's like rules. That one's just you're taking punishment. It's like UFC on steroids.
Yeah, love it. But I don't got much more for.
I will also say too. This is one more Tessa Thompson and everything, because she's amazing. Yeah. And 2, I do like that the guy they got to play Pretty Ricky, the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's a boxer. He's not actually an actor.
Oh.
And I was like, he does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
For being like a non.
Yeah.
That's something I feel like the Rocky series has always been okay with, is getting people to be the antagonists who aren't really like actors.
They're just big dudes.
And they use them well.
Yeah.
They use them in a way that they can like appear.
Yeah.
Because
I think maybe that's the Mr. T problem, because Mr. T is just so outspoken. He's not that scary to me.
He's just himself.
He's just
Well, I asked the question: is Mr. T himself, or did Mr. T like do this? Because I think Rocky 3 was his first.
I think maybe you're right.
Ing. I'm like, did he do Rocky 3 and then just like, this is my character now?
This is who
I'm just gonna be this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like what if you found him like alone? He's like wearing like a suit. Have you seen Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
There's a character on there who's like this brash stand-up comedian, but then when they like meet her in real life, she's like really rich and like this like elegant lady. Mm-hmm. What's that, Mr. T? You run into Mr. T on the street. He's like peels the mohawk off and he's just like, oh yes, my name is actually Dwayne.
Dwayne.
I am quite a stand-up gentleman.
He's just the most chill dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, but yeah. I think Creed's. I think if I had to pick one of these 6 that I like the most, it's Creed.
Yeah, I think so. It's that's probably my favorite.
It just does so much right, and somehow manages to be both a sequel to a really beloved franchise and its own thing.
Yeah.
Like you could watch this not knowing anything about Rocky and it would be good.
Exactly.
Versus you could watch it knowing everything about Rocky and it would be phenomenal.
Phenomenal. You can't do it anyways. Michael B. Jordan, I'll watch him in anything besides Fantastic Four. So,
dude, I rewatched that and he was easily the best of those 4.
He is the best in that part, but I just hate that movie.
There's a lot of problems with that movie. They're I read a whole interview with the guy who wrote it and or who directed it, and he basically said that they stopped being interesting once they get their powers. And I was like, what? The least interesting thing about them is that they have powers.
That's lame.
Like they're the one super team that never needs an origin story.
Yeah, exactly. They could start out as super. Okay, anyways, I don't want to talk about Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. We talked about that a couple episodes ago. That'll come back.
Oh my god, we did. Okay, so next up is Star Wars.
Star Wars: The Fourth Awakens. So all of my man crushes are in this movie, except for Hugh Jackman. But Adam Driver's in this movie. Oscar Isaac's in this movie. Harrison Ford's in this movie. Chewbacca's in this movie.
Domhnall Gleeson.
Andy Serkis is in this movie.
Oh man, there's a lot of people. Oh my god, Andy Serkis is in this movie.
Andy Serkis is in this movie.
I always forget that.
I just made a video about him. He's in this movie. Here's what I'll say about Star Wars: Force Awakens. At the time of watching it, I saw it literally the first showing I could get my hands on. I was like, I'm not waiting any longer than I have to.
Premiere day.
I was premiere day, 8 a.m. I was in line before the theater opened.
Oh my god!
I got to a packed house at 8 in the morning to watch this thing, and then I watched it again that night with my wife. Yes. I was like, Star Wars is happening. We are gonna Star Wars. At the time of watching it, I was like, this might be one of the most awesome movies I've ever seen.
Yep.
It kind of hit a lot of good points, and then rewatching it more and more, it does feel like JJ just watched New Hope and said, I'm gonna do all that, but bigger.
I have trouble going back to it. I had trouble going back to it for this video because it's just where the next two movies lead up to. That this movie feels kind of pointless. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same.
Because at the end of this movie, I watched them feeling like, oh, what's gonna happen throughout this trilogy? And now I'm like, John Boyega doesn't get what I want, or doesn't get much of anything, which is my biggest gripe in general for having like my favorite character arc that could have been.
But I absolutely get the problem. We're gonna have to talk about all three of them, to be perfectly honest, because you can't really. J.J. Abrams has a very famous, I think it's a TED Talk, about his philosophy of filmmaking, whereas he called it the mystery boxes. Because he watched Star Wars as a child, and it's like, there's a mystery. Who's Obi-Wan Kenobi? Oh, but there's a Ben Kenobi. Are they related? Do they know each other? And it's like, I would watch that movie at 5 years old. I figured out that Ben Kenobi and Obi-Wan Kenobi are the same person.
Yeah.
I did it in like 3 seconds. I didn't need to know that. Obviously, it's a freaking misnomer because he's on the run from freaking like space Nazis. Yeah. It's not that hard, JJ. No. The problem is JJ Abrams, and he's got this trend in almost everything. He sets a lot of stuff up really, really well. And he never finishes it. He doesn't know how to end it. His endings are not his thing, and it's like a notorious J.J. Abrams problem.
The hard part about that for me is the fact that the fourth Star Wars movie doesn't leave any cliffhangers. You think Darth Vader is just a bad guy. You think all these people are just people. And so when the fifth movie comes out and he's Luke's dad, you didn't see it coming because you didn't really think about it. Like
they referenced, you don't have any drop. There are no dropped clues.
No dropped clues.
Other than the fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi knew Luke's father as a Jedi.
Yeah.
So that's the only connection you could even possibly make. That this monstrous thing that's coming after them also happens to be related. And then the thing with Leia too.
Yeah.
Like, of course, they're twins. That makes total sense when you realize it, but like, again, no hints dropped. None of that. This one, he's like trying to drop all these breadcrumbs. Like, okay, so Rey was abandoned on the planet, and there's a black stormtrooper, and there's some thing that recruits them and brainwashes them, and
there's a box of a lightsaber.
Han's in debt again, and now he's on the run, and all these other things, and then. And then the movie, and then this one's really fun. Like, if you watch this one independently, I think if you just like ignore all of the lore,
right?
It's great. It's fun, and I love that they decided Mark Hamill comes in at the end and doesn't say anything. I think that was.
Really.
I was like, the way they used the three returning cast members was actually probably the best part of this whole thing.
I think. Man, we're gonna talk about him later. I think Harrison Ford actually does a really good job. And as I know, he just came on to be killed off.
To make him the new Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Essentially, like he's the Alec Guinness of this movie. He comes in and he basically leads our new people to their like understanding of themselves and then dies.
Yeah.
And he dies in such a good way. I don't think it's like, it doesn't feel like they killed him just to kill him. It feels like he earned that.
Yeah,
They have that strong moment, and it really develops a Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, you kind of went, "Ooh, okay, that's how bad this guy is." Yeah.
Also, and I said this before, God, Adam Driver is doing exactly what Hayden Christensen should have done.
Yeah.
And I love Hayden Christensen.
I love him.
Anakin Skywalker. I get that a lot of that had to do with other things.
It was, yeah.
But that's what I wanted. I wanted that he's got this, like, he's like the opposite, where he's like a bad guy who still has the good in him.
Yeah.
And he's fighting to, like, get rid of it, and that's why he kills Han, is because he's like, I can do this. And then 5 minutes later, Mom sends him, like, a space message. It's like, I'm disappointed. And he's like, no, Mom, I'm sorry. But it's that anger. And I found out Adam Driver and Hayden Christensen are about the same age. So they legitimately, he could. I was like, oh, that's the guy who should have been Darth Vader. Not to mention he already has his hair looks like the helmet. So
it does. Oh my god!
But that scene is so pivotal, and then Chewie screaming on top of it, just
Chewie throughout this trilogy is the highlight for me.
Can we just take a minute? Let me just take a moment for Peter Mayhew, because I think this was his last one.
I think so. Oh, I love him.
Yeah, like.
That's a real shame. I don't know how long.
Yeah. It's just a moment of silence. It's fine. Yeah. I love how Peter Mayhew got the part he literally just stood up. He's English, so when George Lucas entered the room to meet him, he stood up to shake his hand, and then George Lucas went, "Oh yeah, you got it. That's it. That's the guy.
You're a big dude.
You're 7-something. You're huge."
Oh my gosh.
No, Chewie's great in this, and for me, this is the one thing. I don't cry when Han gets killed. I cried every time when Leia found out.
Yeah.
When Rey comes back and there's just that, like, silent, like, he's gone. I was in the theater, especially the first time, I was bawling my butt off. I'm by myself. I'm surrounded by all these frat bros, and they're like, "You okay, man?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. It's just, look at it. Damn it, Carrie Fisher, you're the best."
Oh gosh, we have to do a lot of moment of silence for everybody. Oh god, so it's sad. Lucky because like they made this movie luckily before people started going away. So.
Yeah, they caught it just right in that, because I think Kenny Baker too, who played R2, was pretty quick after there. The problem with this one though, is it introduces at least four, probably 5 really good characters that then it just doesn't do anything with for 3 movies.
Which.
Maz Kanata's cool, and there's that whole bit of like, why does she have the lightsaber? And then never answers the question. There's Snoke, who really, I think if you're going to cut anybody, just cut the new Emperor. Just make Adam Driver the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, just let him be. I was really hoping when Rise of Skywalker came out that he wasn't going to get a redemption arc. I was hoping he would just burn that place to the ground with himself in it. Phasma, Gwendolyn Christie's Captain Phasma, doesn't do anything for 2 movies.
2 movies.
And she's so cool looking.
I know.
Someone said she's the new Boba Fett.
She is the new Boba Fett.
She comes in, looks badass, does zip for the whole of the movies, and then everyone's like, she's the best character on the planet. And you're like, what has she done? Boba Fett did more in the TV show than he did in all the movies.
Oh.
And then we already talked about, and then Hux and Finn. Hux became a joke.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, he's really intimidating and serious, and he's got this really Nazi like general vibe. And then he becomes a punching bag in 2, and literally has like 1 moment in 3.
Yeah.
That doesn't play.
It doesn't play for him. I was like, oh, that dude, the guy who just told the entire army to go kill somebody.
I do use that line a lot though when I play like competitive stuff. I'm like, I don't need to win. I just need you to lose.
Yeah. I love that.
And then John Boyega, who I think the problem was that. I think JJ wanted him to be a Jedi out the gate.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to set that up, that he's got Force-sensitive powers. And then Rian Johnson said, well, I don't want him to be a Jedi. I want him to be like a revolutionary. I want him to take that. I was a slave child in the Stormtrooper program and kind of run with it this way. And then JJ went, nope.
Back to it.
But then he doesn't do anything in the third movie at all. He just screams Rey and gets his butt kicked all the time.
It's hard because my favorite of the trilogy is the next movie. But it does really hurt for the next movie.
Oh, you just opened a can of hate, man. Here come people who are going to find it. Be like, these guys like Last Jedi. These guys like Last Jedi.
I love Last Jedi.
Screw you. Last Jedi's so much better than the other two.
It's also the best looking Star Wars movie ever.
We'll talk about it one day, but I'm gonna say right now, it's better than Force Awakens.
Yes, it is.
It's better than Return of the Jedi. It might be better than Empire. It's not better than Empire. No, that's not true.
Back it up.
I don't actually rank them. I have a rule that I don't rank Star Wars simply because everybody ranks Star Wars and they're like really contentious all the time. And I just finally said my favorite Star Wars is Star Wars, like all of them.
Star Wars.
My number one is all of the movies, except Rogue One. Fuck that shit. No, I'm kidding.
I love. Oh dang! I was about to really. Okay, I want that. If we ever talk about all of a Star Wars movie, that's the one that's going to get people upset at me.
Rogue One's weird. Rogue One's the one that like everyone's like, it's so cool, and I'm like, it's Suicide Squad, but sad.
It's Halo Reach. I've read the book.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's true. No, and it's not bad. It's just it feels the least like a Star Wars film, which I know is why some people really like it.
Yeah.
But I've watched it 3 times now, and I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine. That's what
I'm excited for the Andor show. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah. There's so much Star Wars going on right now. I'm so hyped.
We're literally in the middle of Star Wars Celebration. We picked this the day the weekend Top Gun Maverick came out, and the weekend that Star Wars Celebration is happening.
Yes. Go watch Obi-Wan.
Go watch Obi-Wan.
Go do it.
Oh my gosh, okay. Can we just for 5 seconds? That's the best freaking Star Wars thing that's come out, I think, since the original trilogy.
Yeah, I think so.
But I say this, you wouldn't have had it without the prequels. So
be grateful. Go watch the prequels.
all Star Wars is good Star Wars.
Yeah. There we go.
And this one also has the Traitor Stormtrooper, which is my favorite.
Yes.
So I do like too the choreography in all the fighting scenes is so good. Like the prequels, as much as I love parts of them, they're really, really flashy with the fight choreo. I watched some guy do like some sword expert do an analysis. He's like, these guys would be dead 30 times over.
Yeah.
Like any swordsman who knows what he's doing would chop these guys the second they did one of those spins.
Yep.
But this one feels like all the characters who use a lightsaber at any point feel like they have a different way of using it. Like Kylo feels like I have some training, but I kind of just threw it away and I haven't really had anything since. And then Finn and Rey both feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. But I know I'm doing it okay.
Yeah. And the stuff with Kylo, obviously now watching it back, not wanting to kill Rey, it's just playing, makes that fight seem a lot better.
It's so good. It's so good.
No, dang, he did die before this. I was like, is it back to Bob Anderson? It's not that bad.
No, I don't think Bob Anderson's done anything in a while.
No, he passed away in 2012.
Ow. It's a bad day. I think the last big thing he did was Lord of the Rings, like the last thing that everyone remembers.
Yeah.
Or maybe Pirates. I think he did Pirates.
Oh, some Pirates. Don't get into Pirates right now. It's not.
I will say this. This is my dream. This is my dream Star Wars thing. I'm tired of human stories. Yes. I'm like, you got a galaxy of all these aliens, and everybody looks the same. And I'm like, just alien. I want one show. I don't even need to be a full show, just like a mini series. Yeah. Where no one is human. There are no humans in the whole thing. No. It's just weird. I want a Doug. I want a Jawa. I want a Gungan.
It's like the saddest thing because like every time a human walks into like a saloon, there's nothing but aliens and like the only human. So you imagine that like there wouldn't be as many.
Except then on Obi-Wan, I was thinking about. I was like, I think there was like maybe 3 or 4 aliens that we saw. The whole of, at least in the first episode.
In the first episode, the next episode gets it.
Yeah, Tatooine must just be where they dump humans.
Dump humans. Yes.
How bad would there's a whole planet for like for like genetic cleansing, and humans are like the thing they don't want.
Yeah, send them there.
Yeah,
because you have spaceships to get off. You don't choose to live on Tatooine. I don't assume.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I read a thing where they were talking about Oscar, because Oscar Isaac is in the movie in the beginning and then he vanishes and he shows up at the end. Yeah. And there was this whole thing of like J.J. Abrams is like, oh, it's a mystery box. We'll figure it out in the future. And then no. And I was mad because Oscar Isaac was like the guy I was like, Oscar Isaac's in something else again, because I love him in everything.
I love him in everything too.
Moon Knight, man.
Moon Knight's really good.
Moon Knight's so good.
He's gonna be Solid Snake.
What?
Oh, yeah, that was announced recently. So we're getting a bunch of Oscar Isaac. I'm happy about
Oscar
that.
Isaac. I mean, there's never too much Oscar Isaac.
No.
Gorgeous, gorgeous man.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we could
yeah!
if we wanted to, we could have made this just a Star Wars podcast. But there's so many of those out there.
Yeah.
I think this is the first one we've done. I don't think we've done any other
I don't think
Star
so.
Wars movies yet.
No. Wow.
Wow,
That's
we
crazy.
started with Force
For how much
Awakens.
we love Star Wars. That's crazy.
I think because we're not like we're saving it for a good. I was planning one of these days just to do the 9 Star Wars
Well, we should still.
Skywalker trilogy, but now we've blown that, so
It's fine with me.
it's fine.
I'm really fine doing all 12, 11 movies. I don't know how
It's
many.
11.
there are.
Yeah, they haven't had it. It's the 9 like, and then Solo and Rogue One.
Okay.
I guess if you count the Clone Wars movie, the cartoon that went out with the Clone Wars TV show, there's 12.
It's 12. No way.
You get the little baby Jabba the Hutt.
This
thing.
is my next goal is to watch all the shows, all the cartoons.
Good luck. There's so much.
Yeah.
I gave up. I watched Clone Wars once and then I was like, I'll watch an episode here or there if I feel like it, but I'm not going back. Cool.
Okay, next.
78 Halloween.
Halloween. Woo!
This is the best Halloween movie since the original.
Since the original.
I'm gonna come out and say it. This is the best one. And then the one after it was so bad.
Yeah, I haven't liked any Halloween movies besides the original and this one, really. As far as there's like moments that didn't even give me laughs and stuff.
I like 2, but and I like I actually really like the Rob Zombie one.
Okay, that one.
Mostly because the Rob Zombie one put sets like 6'9" actor Tyler Mane in Michael Myers costume, so he's freaking scary.
Yeah, I do like that.
You're like, that guy kills people. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I didn't know about Halloween Ends. Is that out yet?
No, it's next year. It's coming.
Oh, it's next year. Okay.
So they did Halloween Kills last year.
Halloween Kills.
And then Halloween Ends is either this year or next year. I can't remember which one. Halloween Kills was real bad. Well, it wasn't real bad. It just it didn't know what it wanted to do.
Yeah.
This one has some of the 2018 one though has some of the most brutal, like, kills I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
In any kind of, I mean, and you know me, I watch these things.
You've
all
watched
the time.
every one of them. Oh, like I can't even name one without you being like, yeah.
I think Kills did more gross stuff, but this one felt more purposeful. That bit where they open the door of the cop car and the guy's like head is on a flashlight, like a freaking jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Not Jason. Oh my God. Michael Myers for the first time in a while is scary to me. I think that's the big thing, though.
I think it helps that the guy that got to play him, because they got a good stunt man.
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of the bit. Michael Myers is tricky because he doesn't have a personality, really.
Yeah.
Other than he just walks and kills things. That's his whole. And that's what made him scary in the first one, is because the first one, if you notice, he doesn't kill anybody for close to an hour.
Yeah.
Into that thing. I mean, it's a long time of him just wandering around following people. And this one's faster than that one, but they do not do it like arbitrarily.
Yeah.
Like, everybody he kills is either to get to somewhere or to get through something.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that sick oneer where he goes in front of the window and like they reflection, and then he walks around the building and pops in the back of the house.
Yeah.
And that one's cool because that's the one shot they got Nick Deere, who played him in the first movie. He's only that time, but he's Michael Myers in that.
That's crazy.
He got that part in the original because John Carpenter liked the way he walked. That was his whole bit.
It makes sense. I do, but the thing I like about Mike Myers, over other serial killers, is that he doesn't feel unstoppable, which is a weird thing to say. He's the most human serial killer because he is, in a weird way. I know he's like has stuff happen to him, but he's not like Jason. Sometimes does too much for me, where you can't stop that thing, and I'm like, okay, I get it. But it kind of lowers my stake if this person is escaping.
Yeah. I mean, technically Ghostface, because Ghostface is always a different person.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, Freddy's a nightmare, and Leatherface is insane. I'll talk about a bad movie. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that just came out was not good. But Michael Myers always feels like he's just a dude. And then they're like trying to make it that he's not just a dude. He's like a force of evil that just can't be stopped now. And I'm like, no, that just
don't ruin it. Don't let him be a guy.
Let him just be a
who's, like,
guy.
stealing.
Let him just be. He's on so much adrenaline that he's gonna drop
Yes.
dead in an hour when he realizes it wears off.
This puts Jamie Lee Curtis in running for that most badass woman in Hollywood.
I want to make a movie. This is if I had money, if I had an infinite budget right now, I would make an action film with her and Sigourney Weaver as like
That'd be perfect.
but like set it in like a nursing home because they're both older now.
Yeah.
Of just like kick-ass grandmas.
Gosh, if only I would also appreciate them being like one of them's the villain and one of them's the hero.
Did you see Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I haven't.
Okay, Jamie Lee Curtis
Yes,
is in that, and she gets some pretty kick-ass moments.
Oh, she's gonna be in Borderlands later this year.
Oh, I know.
Or Tannis. That's awesome.
It's gonna be so good. Love Jamie Lee Curtis. I also love that they gave Judy Greer a role that's not just like everyone's awkward best friend or like quirky girlfriend. Like she's super like down to earth the whole movie, and then at the end she's like a straight up badass.
Yeah. Oh, and no, but I get it because he has that face that says like I'm kind of just like awkward, and so it's cool. It's really cool to see.
I just always think of her in that as the girl in Arrested Development with the glasses and the crazy hair.
Yeah.
And he's like, take the glasses off, and she's like,
yeah, that's what I think.
her glasses on, hair down, hair up, glasses off.
God, just keep trying.
And then she gets the implants, and she's like, you'll never see these again.
And that's a gag.
Yeah. If you haven't seen, I watched James A. Janice's Kill Count series. The episode on this one is really funny because he's cracking jokes left and right about just how. Because I'll be real, the one thing with this one, the dialogue is not the best.
No,
It's pretty rough.
it's pretty rough.
And I know why, because it was written by a couple comedians, but
Yeah.
like it's got some jokes that I'm just like, what the hell?
What have you done?
What is this line? Who says that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was short though, shorter than I expected, which was weird. When the movie got over, like, oh wow, I just
Yeah.
thought through nothing.
That's the thing with these kind of movies though. They got to be quick because
Yeah.
nobody wants to
takes
watch
so
a 2.5 hour movie of like Michael just walking
Yeah.
and staring and then walking again.
I don't know. Every time I go into a horror movie, I assume it's going to be long, and it never is. I don't know where in my head I get that
I
feeling.
think it's the tension. I think it just feels long because you're kind of
That's
like
true.
on edge for a lot of it.
And that maybe that's why. Shoot, the same people who did Midsummer. What's the name of the movie?
Oh, Hereditary.
Hereditary felt so long because it is long.
It's long.
and then it's long with the tension.
That was me watching. I rewatched Doctor Sleep about a month ago, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is like 3 hours long."
Oh, we
Or
could've used that
the
for,
two
like,
It
a
movies
scene.
are both really long.
Yeah.
The first one doesn't feel long. The second one feels like it
Yeah.
feels like a 3 hour movie.
Drags on. Oh.
But I mean, Halloween's one of my favorite movies ever, and I was really glad the sequel didn't suck.
No. I say watch these two if you want to watch good Halloween movies.
Yeah, and because of the continuity thing, you can literally do that. Like they're designed the Halloween continuity tree is ridiculous. There's like 6 timelines.
Yeah.
Because they just kept like retconning everything that happened before them, and then there's the Rob Zombie ones which don't even exist in the same universe.
No, the third movie doesn't have Mike Myers. Like, it doesn't...
That one's good. Here's the thing: if that wasn't a Halloween movie, that would have been phenomenal.
It would have been fine. Yeah,
It's like
connected.
It's like the Friday the 13th, the one where Jason possesses people.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a decent little horror film. It shouldn't be a Friday the 13th.
No.
That's the problem. Like if this was
Yes.
its own thing, this would have been great. Like the spirit of a serial killer is like taking over bodies and massacring people from some satanic ritual. Great.
Great.
Shouldn't have been Jason Voorhees.
No.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think now we've cleared all of the big 3. I think we've done the big 4 slasher villains now.
Yeah.
Because we did the first. Yeah, we did the two. Because I did 2 of them in the very first episode, and then we did Nightmare 3.
Have we done a Scream movie yet?
No, I almost did Scream for this too.
I would honestly be down to watch all 6 Scream movies.
There's only 5.
There's only. I thought that. Wait, this is about the
Sixth
sixth
one's
one.
sixth one's coming.
Oh, we can wait. And do it.
We can do it when the new one comes out.
Yeah.
One of these days, we should do a live one of these, and then like go watch the movie and do like the last half of it.
Yeah. I like that. Oh my gosh.
No, yeah, I there's 5 Screams, and those ones are, I would say, as a set franchise, those are the best ones across the board.
Yeah.
Mostly because they make fun of all these other ones.
Yeah.
Because they're like they're willing, they can be a little goofier. And then the Child's Play ones are fun. Chucky's fun.
I haven't watched any Child Play.
Chucky's stupid. Like they're the dumbest movies ever.
I'll watch the new one. I watched some of it.
You watched the one with the remake?
Yeah, which
that isn't the same as any of the old ones.
It's not good.
I watched the remake and went, "Oh, this is okay," and then I watched all the old ones after it, and then went, "Oh no, these are way better."
Yeah.
Chucky's so ridiculous. It knows it's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it great.
Oh.
Anyways, stabby movies. Love
what's up
it.
next on the chopping block?
It's Tron, I think.
Tron. Oh my gosh, I'm not there.
Okay, so this is my confession time. I had to watch Tron before we did this. I had never seen.
You've never seen this? Tron?
I'd seen Legacy. I'd never seen the original Tron.
Oh my god, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's probably in my top 10.
I had to go rewatch. I had to watch Tron for the first time. I've seen Tron now.
Oh my gosh,
Tron was good.
Tron's fun.
Jeff Bridges doesn't do shit in it.
No, he doesn't do it. He just gets dragged around this weird video game universe.
I spent half the movie, but suddenly I watched Legacy, and I didn't understand most of the references because I hadn't seen the first one. And then I rewatched it this time, and I was like, "Oh, that's what that is."
I think it's really sad because Tron Legacy, it kind of, when I went back and watched the original. I mean, I watched the original. I watched Legacy, and I went back to the original. It doesn't have the same aesthetic, so it feels like the fan base doesn't get, like, the costumes, everything is just different. So
here's what I will say about Tron Legacy. I actually like it a lot more, I think, than most people do.
I love it.
And even after seeing Tron, I know I don't have like that like childhood nostalgia that a lot of people have, but Tron Legacy is a solid little narrative. The first probably third to half of the movie, like up till the kid's name, I don't remember, finds Jeff Bridges.
Sam, right?
Sam, up till Sam finds Flynn, is actually like really action packed, and it moves well, and it looks phenomenal. This movie looks amazing, and Daft Punk's soundtrack might be one of the best ones ever.
That Daft Punk soundtrack really makes it. That's what I love.
The problem is Garrett Hedlund might be the most forgettable of the forgettable white men.
He's so bland.
I kept thinking he was Charlie Hunnam from Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
I was like, no, he's the other one.
He's the other dude.
He's the other one. Damn it! There's 2 of them, and they're not the same guy.
Oh my gosh! And like, I forgot who was even in this movie. I forgot Olivia Wilde was in this.
She's really good too.
She's really good. But I don't know. I wanted more video games in the sequel. So we'd be like, the original one had all these fun like cabinet game type things.
And this one felt
just running through kind of a strange universe.
Yeah, it felt kind of, it had a different. I thought it was interesting too that they like tried to make it cool, but making it cool, they cut some of the stuff that made the first one so interesting.
Yeah.
And the video game aspect of it, it's like great. You got like Pong with like death traps. You've got like Snake with like multiple people on the board.
Yeah.
Race cars, helicopters, airplanes, like all those old
stuff.
We're one Space Invaders game away from just like. Ooh, I just had an idea. You combine this with Pixels.
Yeah. There we go.
Now.
We do both.
I am so mad that movie ended up being an Adam Sandler thing.
I know.
That should have been so much better than it was.
It was so great. And
God. Peter Dinklage was in it and he was fantastic.
We have the Futurama episode that's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
We're okay.
I had a couple cool thoughts. I was like, I love that they have Daft Punk in the movie for like half a second.
Yeah, because they totally fit.
2, I want a Mad Max in the grid. I think
in the
like
grid.
I had this idea of like, oh, that'd be so cool if like the same kind of deal as them driving those crazy vehicles just like around the middle of this like digital world.
Love that. And probably my biggest problem with Tron and all is just trying to figure out why. I'm like, I've sat through these movies so many times, and every time I go, what was their what's the point of going with this universe?
It just was like video games, and then something to do with. I mean, it's The Sims before it's Second Life before Second Life existed.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing. I was thinking about it because one of the big criticisms is the Jeff Bridges' Clue looks weird as hell because they weren't like they were trying to do some motion capture stuff. It's 2010. The digital technology is not quite where it needs to be, and it's okay. I mean, most of the time it's pretty much only when he's straight on that it looks really bad.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, what would have made this work is if everybody looked like that.
Yeah.
Like the digital world, you're kind of computery.
Yeah, you're funky looking.
And I know that would have cost them an assload of money.
Yes.
But one is Disney, so they have it.
They have it.
And two, I just I think if it's the old convention idea of like you set up a thing. If we get into this world and everybody looks like this, then when that guy shows up, it's like, fuck, it's Jeff Bridges.
Oh, Jeff Bridges. And I love that they brought back the guy who plays Tron, who is not that important throughout either of the movies.
Movies are only named after him.
Yeah, they're only named after him. He doesn't do much, but it's so weird because I saw him and I looked up, that is the guy, because I have no idea who Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce.
Whatever his name is.
Something. Anyways, I'm like, but they got him.
I loved it. I remember in the first one, as soon as so they're doing all this stuff, and Flynn's the main character, and I'm thinking I thought Tron was the name of the game.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And then when I get in there and this is Tron, I was like, that guy's gonna be important. I was like, not to give away the ending, but I bet he's gonna be the one who saves things. I bet Flynn's not gonna do shit. Guess who was right?
He was right, which just feels weird, feels bad when you feel like Jeff Bridges is doing so much. He's like, you don't get the ending.
I'm surprised they haven't made an actual VR game based on this stuff, though, because it's primed for that.
Yeah,
especially with where it's at now.
Give it a video game, Disney. Stop giving it movies. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's so much that could be done. Yeah, I just think it was too early. I think if they'd waited till 2019, 2020, when the technology was there, they could have done this, and it would have looked phenomenal. Jeff Bridges would have been dead. Not really, but he would have been old. He'd been real old. I would have liked it if they showed up. I made about 6 jokes during the movie about how when they show up to his little hideaway, he looks like the dude, but took a shower.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want one. I just wanted one shot of him sitting with a White Russian. Just like, hey man,
this is my place.
Don't step on the rug. Don't move that. That really ties the room together.
And if you're listening, if you're still listening to us, go watch Tron Uprising, the cartoon series with Elijah Wood as the main guy. It's the best Tron thing. Cool. I think it's better than these.
Now I gotta go watch that. I will say too, God bless Michael Sheen. Every time he shows up in something,
I forgot he was in this. Until
he's so freaking good.
Yes,
it's my favorite Sheen.
God, I love Michael Sheen.
Yeah, he just. I was reading up. He basically played a combination of Tim Curry and David Bowie. Like that's what he said.
Yeah.
And as soon as I read that after watching it, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I was all over that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, I was thinking to myself, like, yes, we just got the Batman, but like, oh man, that's the Riddler I want.
That's the Riddler I want.
That's like, I want that guy as a Batman villain.
I gotta, if I ever meet him, I'm gonna bless him for helping me get through the Twilight series. Because like every time he popped up, I'm like, there he is. He's over the top and goofy, and I love him.
He just knows. I think the thing with Michael Sheen, it's so funny because then he'll do that, and then he'll go to Underworld, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I think it's just he knows what he's in, and he knows he knows when not to take it seriously.
Yeah. I agree.
And I think that's part of the problem with some of these is it's like, this is insane, and you're acting like it's the freaking Citizen Kane or Schindler's List. It's not Schindler's List. It's Tron. Let's go.
Tron. Go crazy, people. Come on. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right.
Did you want to know why Flynn couldn't follow his son out of the grid?
Why?
Because there were no bridges.
We're ending early, everybody. I'm done.
I'm in teacher life now. I tell jokes like that all the time.
I love it. I do love it.
Okay. I don't have anything else to say about Tron. I don't know if you do.
I got nothing.
Cool. So Tron Legacy and Blade Runner 2049 were the only ones I actually had to watch because I don't remember any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like Blade Runner. I have watched it. I have watched it enough times now.
Talking about the original.
The original Blade Runner. I've watched it enough times now, where I can safely say I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. I don't think it's this tour de force of science fiction that everyone keeps claiming it is.
I get really bored. I don't know what it is. It took me 3 tries to watch it the first time.
I actually like this one better than the first one.
Yes.
And I don't like this one that much either.
No, and I don't know if just the Blade universe isn't that fun to me.
No, the Blade Runner, because the Blade universe is great.
Sorry,
Wesley Snipes all day.
Sorry. Yeah, no, we did do that.
I like some things about this. One, Roger Deakins is a cinematic genius. He should have gotten an Oscar far before he did for cinematography. Yeah. Like he shot the shit out of this thing. It looks so good.
It looks great. It has Ryan Gosling, who I just don't.
I have been growing on Gosling over the years. Like the more I watch him in,
so back and forth on him for me.
Yeah, the more I watch him and stuff, the more I'm like he's okay. I don't think he's like 100%. I do think I said to myself, this is my one fan cast. 10 years ago, if they made the Flash 10 years ago, he would have been perfect.
Oh, perfect, yeah.
He looks like I would have imagined the Flash to be.
Yeah.
Now he's too old, but
too old.
Or is he? I mean, Ezra Miller did just get in a lot of trouble, so maybe.
Yeah. Or Neil Patrick Harris. Can we do something?
No.
When he was younger, I would have liked
Reverse Flash. He should be.
Oh yeah, Reverse Flash. I do love Ryan Gosling in La La Land. I think he's my favorite part of that movie. So
he's good in a lot of his indies too. Blue Valentine, Place Beyond the Pines, all those. Yeah. It's like that's what I found is like he's like Robert Pattinson, where if you know him from anything that's not his mainstream stuff, he's fantastic. Yeah. It's the stuff everybody knows that's not great.
Yeah.
This one, it's just the cast in this one's solid.
The weird thing is watching this. Sorry, I'm always talking about fucking lengths of movies when I'm on these podcasts. This movie felt shorter than the original Blade, even though it's like an hour or 50 minutes longer. Which is maybe my big problem.
Blade Runner's so slow.
It's so
slow. It is so slow, and then the director's cut is even longer.
Yeah.
And I've just figured it out. I went over and I looked back at it, and I was like, why don't I like this movie? I realized Alien is the only Ridley Scott movie I've ever really liked. Gladiator's fine. I don't remember what else he made. But like
now. Yeah.
The Martian was okay.
I didn't like The Martian.
Yeah. But none of his stuff has ever blown me away except Alien. Alien's probably the only one that I would say is incredible.
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise is good. But I don't think that's more the script than his input. Yeah. House of Gucci was a disaster. Oh my gosh, that movie was so bad. I know we already talked about it.
But the sequel doesn't have my favorite part of the original though, which is Rutger. Well,
because he died.
I know, but it is rough when I'm like, he was like,
Yeah, and I think I don't mean Rutger, like the actor died. I mean the character died.
Character died. I know both of the things.
Both of them died.
But
I think Rutger Hauer went down in that like 2016 wave. I think he
2019. He could have been in this movie.
Oh damn it! He was just dead in the universe.
In the universe, okay. Well,
there's a movie I have saved on my I think it's my HBO queue called Hobo with a Shotgun that stars him, and I just want to see it. I don't know anything about it, but I was like, Rutger Hauer.
It's crazy.
In a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun. I'm gonna watch it at some point.
Why did I think we watched it together? I thought I got that at Hastings or something.
You might have, but I didn't watch it with you.
Oh my god.
That might have been Rex. That might have been somebody else.
Oh no, it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I also was like, so they have the replicant girl from the first one digitally like redone. I was like, what happened? Whatever happened to Sean Young? I feel like she was in a bunch of stuff, and then vanished.
And out. That seems to happen.
Yeah.
Replicas are confusing, but I do like them. I wish I could get more into the universe for that.
Here's
ruining my fan theory that so many people were them.
Yeah.
Jared Leto's in this movie though, which does bump it up to like a 10.
It's Morbid time.
It's Morbid time. Yes!
I haven't seen Morbius yet. I've been waiting. I told my wife, I was like, I'm not paying
I'm
movie
waiting
theater
till it's
money.
free somewhere.
I'm not paying movie theater money to go watch that. That's not. I know. I can watch your. I guess Keaton's the end credit scene,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Cool.
Jared Leto is an enigma because he does
What a
these.
dude.
He does these performances where he does these things where he's like really good. Like he Dallas Buyers Club.
It'll be
He's so good in
good.
that. He's really good in Requiem for a Dream. He's really good in Mr. Nobody. And then he turns around and he makes like this and Suicide Squad and that one where he gained 100 pounds to shoot John Lennon and I'm just like, pick a lane, man.
Yeah.
Like, stop doing this weird crap. You could be way cooler. You know who is cool? Who's also in this movie? Dave Bautista.
Batista.
I haven't hated him in anything yet.
No, not really.
Dave Bautista. This is my theory. There's Dave Bautista, John Cena, are doing what The Rock thinks he's doing.
Yeah. No, really.
I genuinely like those two guys in everything, way more than Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. I'm so happy Dave Bautista is getting more roles and stuff because he's just fun. He's a fun dude.
I just hope he gets a role at some point that's not like I'm a big guy who can beat the shit out of people, because I know he is.
Yeah.
But like, there is an element of like, give him just like a regular guy.
Yeah.
Who happens to be
Has
massive.
to be big. Yeah, that would be
Do
nice.
the old Schwarzenegger move. I'm just a regular guy who makes buildings. I'm also 6'4" and have 23-inch biceps.
Yeah, he's just a contractor. I love it.
That's my favorite. That's every rock roll ever. My name's Ken Stevens. I work local bakery. I'm an average guy. I got an average family. And when my bakery set on fire, I held it up with my own hands.
I'm just huge, dude.
I'm just happen to be humongous. But he does that. He plays all these like everyman roles, but he doesn't look like it's not John McClane. He's Dwayne Johnson's huge. Yeah, I would say Dwayne Johnson is the new Arnold.
Yeah, I agree.
Not phenomenal actor, but he's fun. Everybody likes him, and he knows what he's about.
And John Cena's just having fun. No matter, he's just living it up.
Dude, Peacemaker's been phenomenal.
I'm watching Wipeout.
I need to go watch Wipeout.
It's okay.
This also has two of the best female characters in it, and Ana de Armas's Joy is so freaking
so good.
Cool as a computer program.
Oh, yeah.
And Robin Wright as the captain, like, the best thing that woman did was like just say, nah, I'm not playing anybody's love interest anymore.
No, I'm done.
I'm gonna just be cops and Amazons and kick ass.
Yes. Yes, everyone, come on, let's do it.
I said she escapes what I call the Meg Ryan effect, you know, where they hit 30 and they just stop working.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And then what's her name from *Halt and Catch Fire*? Oh God, what's that girl's name?
Oh God, I'm trying to find people.
Mackenzie.
That's my problem during this.
Mackenzie something. Davis. Yeah, she was in the new Terminator 2.
I have sorry. I'm on the IMDb list. I'm trying to find actors in it, and this. I didn't realize we were going in this movie.
There's so many people in this movie, and then obviously Harrison Ford.
Who
comes back in the least interesting cameo.
Yep. Nah.
It was like I was like,
I don't think he cares much about the Blade Runner movies. I don't know.
It was kind of like who was it? No, they just put the one shot. You seen the new Doctor Strange? Yeah, it's like when Lashana Lynch shows up as Captain Marvel for that like couple scenes, and because of who's around her, you're like, she's the least interesting one here.
Yep.
Like she's the one everyone expected.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, okay, cool.
Harrison Ford walks out, and you're like, oh, that's okay. Yeah, of course it's Harrison Ford. You know what would have been really surprising? Mark Hamill walked out. I've been like, what? What is this now?
Doing that. I was talking about that. I said it in. Sorry, speaking of Doctor Strange, evil Doctor Strange should have been Martin or what's the name? Martin. The guy who.
Martin Freeman, who played
Freeman.
who played Watson.
Bilbo, yeah.
But he's already in the MCU though. He's a different guy.
Yeah, he's in that. I forgot he's in Black Panther. Right. That would have. Again.
Yeah, because they made all those jokes about him and Andy Serkis being in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Together, like right after they did The Hobbit.
Harrison Ford. It's so weird because I loved him, and we just talked about Star Wars, and this and Indiana Jones make me sad, like a little bit.
Harrison Ford is usually pretty good, but in his more recent years,
Yeah.
you kind of get the sense that he just doesn't really want to do it anymore.
No, he's just trying for a paycheck.
Yeah, he's getting paid, and he's like, it's easier than. But every movie I've seen him in, probably since, God, somewhere in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
it just kind of feels like Harrison Ford's here, and he's grumpy as he always is.
He's a grumpy dude.
Yeah, that's just his bit.
Oh, gosh.
Not to say that he's not good at what he does, but like,
No.
it just, you can tell that he's not into it as much as he used to be.
No, I can't get roles like in Witness, so he's just kind of come. I think part of it is just the older age. He just knows his roles are going to be limited.
But then you get those guys who like do that though. I mean,
yeah,
you freaking like, okay, so going back to Spider-Man, Willem Dafoe is like 66.
Yeah,
and is like doing stunts.
Yeah,
people talk about Tom Cruise. Willem Dafoe literally has it in his. I was reading. He has it in his contract that if he can't do his own stunts, he doesn't want to do the movie.
Yeah, it's so great.
Which I was like, that's insane. It makes a lot of sense when you're in your 30s. It makes way less sense when you're 66.
Yes.
Although to be fair, Tom Cruise is also 60 something now.
Yeah, I think so.
He's like the same age as our dad.
Tom Cruise, which is weird because he looks like he's still
yeah,
a child.
Moisturize people. Maybe Scientology does have something in it. I don't know.
Well, I really, it's so weird. We talked about a lot of stuff. We didn't really talk about Blade Runner because
we didn't like it.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to talk about.
Here's what I'd say.
Complicated.
I have seen this movie at least 5 times.
Yeah.
I could not tell you what the plot of this movie is.
That's the thing. I think I forget what's going on.
It literally, I know it's like there's a kid who like somehow is connected to, might have been a replicant child, like somehow a replicant birthed this kid, and Ryan Gosling thinks it's him, but it's not. And there's the whole thing with the little horse that I don't understand. It's just it's way too. I've seen, I think, everything that Denis Villeneuve has done at this point, and this is my least favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, I've seen Dune, I've seen Prisoners, I've seen Arrival, I've seen Sicario. Like all of those are better than this.
Oh, Arrival.
Yeah. Arrival's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, and that movie's that for a movie that should be confusing makes a ton of sense.
A lot of sense. Yeah.
No, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Blade Runner 2049.
Sorry, everybody.
Also, if we get to 2049 and I don't have purple skies and like robots,
I'm out.
Didn't they do it? Because the actual year that Blade Runner was supposed to, the original was supposed to have taken place in, like, has come and gone now.
I think so.
I think it was set in like 2016, 2017. That's right, because I think they released this one
2019.
2019, yeah. So
yeah, you're right.
This is supposed to be 30 years in the future.
Oh well. If I will probably watch a third one just to see if I can do it. But for now, Blade Runner is just a series that I.
You know what I'm gonna say? If you want to watch the Blade Runner, that's not awful and confusing, go watch The Fifth Element, because they basically look the same. The Fifth Element's way more fun.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love The Fifth Element now.
I know.
I finally watched it. I watched it for the first time this year.
I know you did.
Insane.
That was amazing to me because when you said that, I was like, how has he not seen this?
I don't know.
This is like the Nathanist sci-fi movie.
It really is. I was loving it.
Like,
oh my god.
Yeah. Did you watch that movie I told you to watch?
Which one?
The RRR, the one on Netflix?
No, I didn't have 3 hours. I like.
Okay, you got it, dude. It's insane.
We will. We can do.
We'll talk about it someday. If we ever do foreign films, I'm gonna put it on there.
Yeah. Okay.
We just have the Ghostbusters Afterlife, or as I call it, Ghostbusters. Let's do this shit again.
Let's do this shit again.
It's the same movie. It's the same problem The Force Awakens has. It just doesn't feel new enough to justify itself.
Like, why are only the little marshmallow men alive? Why aren't other foods in that store?
But the plot is the same. Zool comes back, and then Gozer comes back, which also Olivia Wilde, crazy.
Yep.
J.K. Simmons is in this movie for like all of 90 seconds.
Yep.
Did you know Josh Gad was the new Slimer? He was the chubby ghost that ate metal.
Right. I saw that a long time ago. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd doing his Paul Rudd thing. Finn Wolfhard doing his Finn Wolfhard thing.
Paul Rudd doing his Rick Moranis.
Yeah,
thing?
a little bit.
Like, here's the trick. Rick Moranis looks like a nerd. He
Yes.
looks like a weird, doofy guy who would get eaten by something like that. Paul Rudd looks way too cool now.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
Unfortunately,
I know Paul Rudd's got this reputation as like I'm a goofy comedian, but like he's
this
too
isn't
hot
Friends
now.
anymore. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
He's Ant-Man. Like you
Yeah.
can't just go from being Ant-Man to just like I'm a regular dude who just teaches science.
My favorite in the movie is the little girl. I think
Oh, she's amazing.
she did
McKenna
an
Grace
amazing
is
job.
McKenna
She's
Grace
pretty-
has been phenomenal in everything I've ever seen her.
everything. Yeah. Like
She's-
Tanya.
And people asking like, who's McKenna Grace? She's the younger version of every character you've ever seen.
Yeah, she has. I looked her up. She has almost 70 acting credits on IMDb, and she's fucking.
She's like,
She's like
15,
15,
16. Yeah, she was in Haunting of Hill
God.
House as the younger version of Theo. She was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
She was young Tanya Harding. She was young Sabrina the Teenage Witch in that TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did this really good movie with Chris Evans called Gifted, where she was like a super smart kid. She was in Young Sheldon. Like she's been in so much.
So much stuff,
And-
she's wonderful.
And she's great in all of it. Like, yeah. I will say the first probably third of this movie felt really interesting to me because I was like, okay, so there's something under this mountain and it's creepy and the town's got this history and Egon was some sort of recluse now. Which, first off, I'm going, you're looking at, I get there was a whole thing because Harold Ramis, rest in peace. Like, I understand that was why they picked Egon to be the one who died because they don't have to deal with him. But also, you're in a certain thing with ghosts, so you could have made it any one of them. And let's be real, Egon of the four makes the least sense to have kids.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
going. That guy is so science focused. Like
everyone, they didn't. I know maybe it's to like, not to keep his. He just passed away. Be respectful. I mean, they used him in the movie. Sorry, spoiler.
Sort of. Yeah.
But my plot for the sequel, I said whatever Ghostbuster dies first should be the villain of the next Ghostbuster.
That was so good. Although to be fair, I don't think it would have been Egon because he's the one he's too.
But he knows the technology though. He built it. That would have been the interesting thing to know how to fight it.
But next time someone dies, him and Bill Murray just working together.
Yeah. That's
no, that's not Harold Ramis. I think it's Ivan Reitman and makeup and a digital mask.
Yeah.
The moment where he shows up initially is really, really cool.
Just
When they're all crossing the streams at Gozer and he suddenly is there holding his granddaughter's proton pack with her. And then he's there for another 10 minutes.
Too long. It's too much.
It's like let him show up, wave, and disappear.
Yes.
Like, no, you don't need to have a reunion between a person who's not really there and 7 people.
It's really hard to look at. That's probably my least favorite part of this whole movie.
God. And the Ghostbusters showing up just felt like unnecessary. I get it. You want the nostalgia trip, but it felt like the cameos that they did in the 2016 one with the women was better than the way that they did this.
It just felt really like, here they are. Boom, push them in the camera.
Yeah, the whole movie just kind of felt like, oh, hey, we like Ghostbusters.
I mean, it's not. I feel like you can make more movies off of this. Luckily, I'm glad they kind of made a new one after 2016 one was just not even Ghostbusters. This isn't really Ghostbusters. The dry humor is gone. That's always my big thing. All that Ghostbusters original was a dry comedy humor movie with ghosts.
And the problem is that they didn't understand the dynamic of the quartet.
Yes.
Because you have Venkman, who's sarcastic. He's not taking any of this crap seriously.
No, he's just
for him. It's like, yeah, these are my buddies, and this is what we do, and I got to make money somehow, so let's just do it. You have Stantz, who is like the diehard.
Yeah.
Like this is my life. This is what I dedicated myself to. Every waking minute, I'm thinking about this. You have Egon, who is a walking brain.
Yes.
He has no personality aside from I just do the calculations and I understand the math.
Yeah.
And then you have Winston, who's the guy on the outside going, what the f is going on?
What is wrong with you people?
You guys are weird. Like, yeah, and that's what makes him great. Winston's the best part of that whole thing is just to have somebody there who's like, this is super weird. And I don't understand why any of it should be happening right now.
Yeah, but I'm going to help anyway.
But then he has that great bit when he's talking to Annie where he's like, if there's a steady paycheck involved, I'll say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like that's like yeah. If I get paid, I'll do whatever I gotta do.
I am bummed that they didn't get Rick Moranis back in. I just want him. I get it. He said in an interview, he's like, if nothing really interesting happens acting wise in a movie, I don't really want the role.
Yeah, and that's fine.
So, like, I just offered him cameo, so I get it. But
yeah, no, that's who should be the bad guy. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, Rick Moranis should be the bad guy. Yes.
Rick Moranis is the bad guy.
I love that. Actually.
Now I want an evil Rick Moranis, and not like Dark Helmet evil, like actually evil. I want Rick Moranis as like Ted Bundy, like some weird, like really messed up stuff.
Oh gosh. We gotta go cinema script.
Oh my gosh, I gotta figure this out. I gotta go write something. I gotta come up with something that's Rick Moranis just being like the most evil.
He's supposed to be in the new Shrunk movie.
Well, yeah. Is it a movie or is it a show?
I don't know. I just
with Disney Plus now, it's so hard to know if they're like.
Yeah, it just says Shrunk. But overall, yeah, Ghostbusters. It's hard because there's only one good Ghostbusters movie in my head. And that's the first one.
It's impressive that franchise has such like pop culture legs. Given really it's one really good movie, and I'm not. I mean, I'd put that down. It's one of the best comedies
ever
out there.
Yeah,
it's easily probably one of the 5 best comedies of the '80s.
Yeah,
and probably one of the 10 best comedies of all time.
Yeah,
but it also doesn't do anything after that.
Yeah.
The second one's bad. The remake before this one, what was okay?
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. I don't think it needed to exist.
No.
I get what they were going for, but like, they always make those jokes about like woke culture in movies, and that one actually felt like they just made them women just because they could.
Yeah. I mainly just didn't like it because it didn't feel like Ghostbusters, and that's I think.
Yeah, you gotta get the right crew, and that's what I'm saying. You gotta get the right quartet.
Yeah. Ghostbusters 2 is weird.
It's pink
maybe
Statue of Liberty stuff.
I haven't watched the cartoon. Maybe the cartoon's okay.
I think the cartoon was okay. It was fun at least, and I think they got somebody to voice themselves. I don't remember which one.
The video game is all 4 of them.
Yeah,
coming back, and that's what people count as like the real sequel.
Yeah,
to the Ghostbusters. Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just it's okay. It just could be better. So I think that's the consensus on like half these legacy sequels.
Yeah,
I think if we notice the two that really work, Creed and Halloween.
Yeah,
they work because they're trying to do something new. They're not just trying to like nostalgia the. Because if you make a legacy sequel, that's what I heard Top Gun is doing too. They didn't actually just remake the highlights of Top Gun. They actually gave it.
That movie looks insane, like as far as stunts too.
I'm so interested in what they did with Val Kilmer because he got throat cancer and so he can't talk anymore.
I'm very interested.
And like, yeah, and I don't like Miles Teller, but otherwise I'm gonna enjoy all of it. So
yeah. Dang it, Miles Teller, why?
You gotta be such
have to do that.
There's so many people nowadays. There's all these guys. So for my other thing that I do here, I have like a list of just movies to watch.
Yeah.
Halfway through one of them, I was doing this one. I think it was the Tessa Thompson one because I had Sorry to Bother You, and Armie Hammer's all over that shit. And I was like halfway through editing, and I was like, crap. So there's these awkward cuts where you'll notice, if you notice, it's like scene.
Oh my god.
I was early.
Oh shoot.
What did you do?
I clicked on a Star Wars YouTube video on accident.
Oh good. Yeah, no, that's my
God.
I just found a YouTube video. I'm gonna watch it after this. These guys are watching No Way Home for the first time. One of them has no idea anything about it. He hasn't seen a trailer. He's seen all the other Marvel movies, but he doesn't know anything about what's about to happen. So they're going to make him watch it, and I'm like, this is going to be so cool.
That's going to be really good. Oh, yeah. Well, we did our thing.
We did our thing.
Some more cool things to do.
Next Monday is my birthday.
Your birthday. Are we trying to get it before? Or are we trying to do it next
If we can do it in a week from today, that would be ideal.
I'm watching.
Okay.
I can't. I hate these movies.
I'm not watching Cats again. You can't make me watch Cats again.
No! Why do I have to watch Cats?
For my birthday, I picked 3 very nice categories for Nathan. I picked bad movies I genuinely like. I picked musicals that are not good. And I picked sexy movies.
That's what they are. Okay, now I get it.
And The Hunger's the one with David Bowie. If you're watching the Fassbender movie, it's the wrong one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got
'Cause
it.
there-
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure David Bowie's in it.
David Bowie's in it. I'll double
Yeah.
check it.
I watched it at a. This is the reason that one's funny is I watched that one on a bus,
Oh my god.
and it is very not safe for work. And I'm sitting in this chair between two people, like hiding my screen. Because I'm like, this is a lot of butts, and I don't want anyone to know. I don't want someone to walk by and be like, "Are you watching porn on the bus?" No,
No.
it's a David Bowie movie.
David Bowie movie.
But we'll talk about that more next time.
Awesome.
I think it's
Can't
me.
wait.
Is it
Oh,
me?
it is you. Yeah, it is you.
Oh shit!
You're weird.
I gotta go look up some. Okay, what movies?
Look
What
up
the hell? What the
Just do
hell movies?
anything. I'm gonna look up David Bowie movie so I make sure I remember that. I'm keeping the sound. I believe in you, dude.
I know. I'm just trying to remember which. I'm trying to figure out which line I want to say. I could do my. Oh, I'm gonna do my. This is my party trick. I gotta get close to the mic because it's kind of quiet.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I did that for a show. I had to be birds, and I had to sit in the corner and like whistle behind a curtain. And halfway through, I was like, just started making R2D2 noises.
Wonderful.
That's all I got.
Well, good. Well, we got through it. I love you.
Love you.
Have a good one.
Hopefully, we'll do this again next week.
I'll call you when I watch the new episode of Kenobi next week too.
Yes. All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.